Hi students. So now we are going to discuss Module 5, Material Science or Quantum Free Electron Theory, Semiconductor and Dielectrics. So far we have discussed two sessions. So now in this Material Science, we are going to discuss session number 3. So in this session number 3, we are going to discuss Quantum Free Electron Theory, in that Classical Free Electron Theory versus Quantum Free Electron Theory. Then we are going to discuss expressions for Fermi energy at 0 Kelvin, Fermi velocity, and Fermi temperature. So first we'll see CFET versus QFET. So classical free electron theory versus quantum free electron theory. So classical free electron theory was proposed by Lawrence Drude in 1900, whereas quantum free electron theory was proposed by Summerfield in 1926. So where in classical free electron theory, free electrons are considered as gas molecules, whereas in quantum free electron theory, the energy values for the free electrons are quantized. Whereas in classical free electron theory, the distribution of free electrons based on Maxwell's Boltzmann distribution law. Whereas in quantum free electron theory, the distribution of electrons based on Fermi-Dirac distribution law and Pauli's exclusion principle. Classical free electron theory, free electrons move in an uniform potential field, whereas in quantum free electron theory, free electrons move in a uniform potential field. In classical free electron theory, in absence of electric field, free electrons are moves in random direction. Whereas in quantum free electron theory, in absence of electric field, free electrons are moves in random direction. So in classical free electron theory, in the presence of electric field, free electrons are starts moving in same direction, but opposite of the applied electric field. Even in quantum free electron theory, in absence of electric field, free electrons are starts moving in the same direction, but opposite of the applied electric field. In classical free electron theory, attraction force between electron lattice and repulsion force between electron and electron is neglected. Even in quantum free electron theory, the attraction force between electron lattice and repulsion force between electron and electron is neglected. In classical free electron theory, the lattice vibrations are constant throughout the metal. Even in quantum free electron theory, the lattice vibrations are constant throughout the metal. So far we have discussed quantum free electron theory versus classical free electron theory based on their assumptions. So now we need to derive an expression for Fermi energy at 0 Kelvin. At thermal equilibrium, in a metal, the number of electrons per unit volume that have energy between E and E plus dE is given by N of E into dE equals G of E into dE into F of E. We can call it as equation number 1, where N of E into dE is nothing but number of electrons per unit volume which possess energy only in the range of E and E plus dE, where G of E is nothing but density of state. G of E dE is nothing but density of state, and F of E is nothing but Fermi factor or probability of occupation of any given energy state by the electron. So now, we need to discuss for T is equals to 0 Kelvin. So where we know that for T is equals to 0 Kelvin and where energy is less than Fermi energy, the probability will be equal to 1. And the Fermi energy is taken as EF naught, where EF is nothing but Fermi energy, where naught represents nothing but for 0 Kelvin. Okay, so Fermi energy at 0 Kelvin. Hence, equation 1 becomes N of E dE as it is will be equals to G of E dE is also as it is, where F of E is nothing but 1. So this we can call it as equation number 2. Now, we have density of state is given by, so that is G of E dE will be equal to 8 root 2 pi m to the power of 3 by 2 divided by h cube into e power 1 by 2 dE. So we need to substitute G of E value in equation 2. Therefore, equation 2 becomes N of E dE equals 8 into root 2 pi m to the power of 3 by 2 h cube into e to the power of 1 by 2 dE. This we can call it as equation number 2. Now, we need to integrate to get EF naught. Therefore, equation 3 between the limits E is equals to 0 to E is equals to F naught with respect to dE. So, therefore, equation 3 becomes integral of e to the power E equals 0 to E equals EF naught N of E dE, that will be equals to integral of e to the power of, E equals e to EF naught 8 root 2 pi m to the power of 3 by 2 by h cube into e power 1 by 2 dE. So, where integral of NE dE, that will be equals to small n. So, this 8 pi root 2 m to the power of 3 by 2 divided by h cube as a constant. So, this integral is applicable only for e power 1 by 2. So, where integral of 0 to E f naught e to the power of 1 by 2 dE. So, next step. So, n equals again this constant term as it is. So, we need to integrate e power 1 by 2. So, e power 1 by 2 integration is nothing but e power 3 by 2 whole divided by 3 by 2. So, that 2 goes to the numerator. So, I have written 2 by 3 into e power 3 by 2 with the limits 0 to EF naught. So, next step, I have only applied this limit, right? So, again, this entire constant term 8. So, what I have done here, 8 into root 2m cube, because here 3 by 2 is nothing but m to the power of root m to the power of 3. So, where I can write whole root 2 m to the power of 3 pi h cube. Okay, I have done a small change here. So, again I need to apply limit. So, 8 root 2 m cube pi divided by h cube into 2 by 3 e to the power e f naught 3 by 2. So, I have applied upper limit minus lower limit is 0. So in the next step, I have done a small change. What is that? I have written equation for EF naught 3 by 2. So what we will get? So and 8 into 2 is 16. So just we'll see after simplifying where we will get EF naught 3 by 2 will be equal to 3h cube divided by 16 root 2 m cube pi into n. So in the next step, I have done a small change. That is, instead of the 16, I have written root of 256, where root of 256 is nothing but 16. So where EF naught 3 by 2 equals 3h cube as it is, I have done a small change, that is 16 instead of 16 root of 256 into root 2 m cube pi into n as it is. Next step. So even in the next step, everything is constant where the numerator 3h cube n divided by this root 256 into root 2. So root of 256 into 2 is nothing but 512 m cube into pi. So where 3h cube n numerator as it is divided by root 512 is nothing but 8 cube. So we can write this 512, that is 8 cube. So 8 into 8 into 8, 512 m cube into pi. So what we have done? We have done a small simplification, that is numerator 3h cube into n as it is divided by where I have root of 8 cube m cube. So I have written 8m whole to the power of 3 by 2. So here 1 by 2 is nothing but root into pi as it is. Okay. So next step, what we have to do, just we need to write the equation for EF naught. So this power 3 by 2 goes to this side where we will get 2 by 3. So see, then I have written equation only for EF naught. So power 2 by 3 by 2, I have sent it to the side where I'll get 2 by 3. So where 3, 2 by 3, where h cube 2 by 3. So 3 will get cancelled. We'll get only h square into n to the power of 2 by 3 divided by 8m. Already we have 3 by 2 whole to the power of 2 by 3. So 2 and 3 will get cancelled. We'll get only 8m into pi to the power of 2 by 3. Or I can still simplify the step, above step. That is where EF naught is equals to h square by 8m, where I have 3 whole to the power of 2 by 3 and pi power 2 by 3. So 3 by pi whole to the power of 2 by 3 and n into n to the power of 2 by 3 as it is. So where this equation, we can call it as equation number 4. So which can be written as where EF naught is equals to B dot n to the power of 2 by 3. So whatever I have here constant, the parameter like h square by 8m into 3 by pi whole to the power of 2 by 3 I have taken as constant, that is B. Where B value, where we will get 5.85 into 10 power minus 38 joule after substituting the values of H as well as the M, where H is nothing but Planck's constant. The value is 6.63 into 10 power minus 34 joule second, where M is equals to mass of an electron 9.1 into 10 power minus 31 Coulomb. So this is the expression for Fermi energy at absolute 0 Kelvin. So now we'll discuss Fermi velocity. So Fermi velocity can be represented by V subscript F. So the velocity of the electrons which occupy the Fermi level EF is called as Fermi velocity. So Fermi velocity can be calculated by a formula where Vf is equals to root of 2 EF by m, where Vf is nothing but Fermi velocity, EF is nothing but Fermi energy, and m is nothing but mass of an electron. Next, we have a Fermi temperature. So Fermi temperature can be represented by T subscript F. The temperature, it is the temperature at which the average thermal velocity of the free electron in a solid becomes equal to the Fermi energy at 0 Kelvin. But the thermal energy possessed by electron is given by the product of K into T, where K is nothing but Boltzmann constant, T is nothing but absolute temperature. So the Fermi temperature can be calculated by using a formula that is Tf is equals to Ef by K, where Tf is nothing but Fermi temperature, Ef is nothing but Fermi energy, and K is nothing but Boltzmann constant. Thank you.